From Vasily Lomachenko making 4 fighters quit against him consecutively to Curtis Harper hightailing out of a fight before it even started, there are tons of boxers who have called it quits during a bout for the weirdest reasons. For starters, there's Vasily Lomachenko, who made 4 fighters quit against him one after another. Calling Vasily a legend is putting it lightly. The Ukrainian boxing phenom has made his opponents quit in their tracks. In just over a year, Lomachenko sent 4 top fighters packing with their tails between their legs. This was between November 2016 and December 2017. Nicholas Walters, Jason Souza, Miguel Mariaga, and Guillermo Rigondeaux all gave up mid-fight when they realized there was simply no way to beat Lomachenko. That's right, folks, these guys couldn't take the heat, and they got out of the kitchen. By the end of this epic run, Lomachenko had earned the nickname No Maschenko, a reference to the infamous moment when Roberto Duran said "No mas" during his fight against Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, let's be clear, it's super rare for a boxer to quit themselves, but it's not so rare for their corner to throw in the towel. But to win 4 fights in a row via retirement/corner stoppage, that's something else entirely. But that's far from the only time a boxer has called it quits in the middle of a bout, because there's also the time when Chavez Jr. threw in the towel against Daniel Jacobs. Now, this ain't the first time he's done it, because he also quit against Andrew Fonfara back in 2015. Looks like some habits are hard to beat, huh? Anyway, there was a lot of drama leading up to this fight. Chavez missed the weight and refused to take the PED test. I mean, come on, man, those are basic requirements. Plus, he showed up much heavier than Jacobs on fight night. But let's talk about what happened in the ring. Despite landing some decent punches, Chavez threw in the towel after just 5 rounds, citing a broken nose as the reason. And boy, was his dad not happy about that. But then later, he tried to defend his son, saying it's tough to fight with a fractured nose. Now, don't get me wrong, a fractured nose is no joke. But the thing is, fighters have fought with way worse injuries than that. So it's no surprise that people were calling out Chavez for quitting. And even better, some fighters came out and said that it's possible to fight through injuries like that, and that Chavez just needs to toughen up and take the hits and criticism. But maybe with some tough love, he'll learn to stick it out and fight through the pain. That said, sometimes the title of being a quitter really sticks to a fighter. At least that's what happened to Curtis Harper in his fight versus Efe Ajagba. Let's be real, Harper isn't exactly known for his fighting spirit, but back in 2018, he really sealed the deal and made everyone question his resilience as a boxer. This was in his fight against Efe Ajagba, a young fighter who had knocked out 5 of his previous opponents. Now, Harper had a record of 13 fights and 6 losses, so he was seen as an easy opponent for the up-and-comer. But when the time came to step into the ring, something strange happened. As the referee gave the instructions and the 2 fighters touched gloves, Harper suddenly jumped over the ropes and left the ring. That's right, he quit before the fight even started. Some people thought he was scared of Ajagba's power, but Harper later denied this. Instead, he claimed that he never received a copy of the contract. But many experts say that this is simply not possible, since the Boxing Commission would never allow a fight to take place without signed contracts. So what happened next? Well, needless to say, Harper is now known as the Quitter. He may have had his reasons for leaving the ring, but in the end, he let down his fans and his fellow fighters. It's hard to say what the future holds for Curtis Harper, but one thing's for sure, he'll always be remembered for the fight he never fought. And the same can be said for this next fighter. It's Lucas Matthysse, who refused to go up against Manny Pacquiao. Matthysse, the Argentine knockout artist with a punch so powerful it can shake the earth itself. But let's be real, it didn't do much good against the lightning-fast Manny Pacquiao. Matthysse stepped into the ring with the Pac-Man and thought he had a chance, But boy, was he wrong. Pacquiao was too quick, too skilled, and too strong for the Argentine brawler. The Filipino legend knocked him down 3 times during the fight. And that's when Matthysse realized he was in deep trouble. So what did he do? Did he get up and fight back with all his might, determined to prove himself against one of the greatest fighters of all time? Nope. He just spat out his mouthpiece and told the referee he'd had enough. That's right, he quit. Now, to be fair, Matthysse tried to save face afterward by saying he did everything he could and that things just didn't work out for him. But let's be real, everybody knew he could have kept fighting if he wanted to. He just didn't want to get knocked down again by Pacquiao's lightning fast fists. And the worst part is, he's still trying to pretend like he didn't quit. But come on, man, if you spit out your mouthpiece and tell the ref you're done, that's quitting. It doesn't matter how hard you hit. If you give up in the ring, you're a quitter, plain and simple. And he's not even the only fighter that Pac-Man has made quit, because Erik Morales also decided to quit mid-fight against him. In their third fight, Morales was simply no match for the speedy and powerful Pacquiao. In fact, he was able to knock down Morales 3 times in just 3 rounds of action. After the third knockdown, Morales looked towards his corner and shook his head, indicating that he could no longer continue. He just sat on the canvas and the fight was over. Morales later explained that he had never felt the punches like that before, and that Pacquiao was just too fast and powerful for him. Now, some people might say that Morales quit, but let's not forget that this man has had some amazing fights in his career. He's not a coward by any means, but on that night, he just couldn't handle the onslaught from Pacquiao. I mean, you just can't deny that Pacquiao has been a thorn in Morales' side. He's handed him some of his toughest defeats. It's almost like Pac-Man is Morales' kryptonite or something. But honestly, Manny is like that to most boxers, because there's another boxer he made quit. Yep, I'm talking about Oscar De La Hoya. Now, De La Hoya was known for being a bit of a quitter in his fights against Mosley and Trinidad, but him quitting against Manny was still the most memorable. Pacquiao's speed was too much for De La Hoya to handle, and after taking a beating for 8 rounds, De La Hoya's coach, Nacho Beristain, threw in the towel before the 9th round. Some people thought De La Hoya might have quit because of an injury or something else, but he later said that he just couldn't keep up with Pacquiao's speed and power. And who can blame him? But those are all of the boxers who have quit mid-fight for the weirdest of reasons.